Hey man, let's dive right in. The Dallas Cowboys just wrapped up their 2025 NFL draft, and honestly, this might be one of the best drafts in team history. I know, that sounds like a big statement, maybe even an overreaction at this point, but hear me out. This draft wasn't about flashy wide receivers or making headlines with crazy picks. No, the Cowboys had a very clear and focused plan: get meaner, tougher, and stronger by fixing the trenches. Brian Schottenheimer and the scouting team nailed this draft. They picked players who are built to play physical football. They want to stop getting bullied up front. That's been a big problem for the Cowboys over the past few seasons. This draft screams one thing: toughness and grit. It's like the Cowboys are saying, we're done messing around. We're here to battle and win. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, where's the new weapon for Dak Prescott? No wide receivers in the early rounds? But don't worry, there's already some solid wide receiver talent being picked up in the undrafted free agent pool. We'll get into those details later this week. Before we get ahead of ourselves, I want to hear from you. Do you think this draft has a clear purpose? Or are you feeling like the Cowboys missed something critical? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any deep dives on these new players coming up. Oh, and real quick, do you think this draft could go down as one of the best in Cowboys history? Vote yes or no in the comments. I'm curious where you stand. All right, that's the big picture. A draft built around toughness, physicality, and fixing the trenches. But how did they do it exactly? That's what we're breaking down next. All right, so let's talk about the first big pick, Tyler Booker, the offensive tackle they grabbed at 12th overall. I gotta be real with you, my first reaction wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I was hoping for a weapon, something flashy to get excited about. But after watching how the rest of this draft played out, I'm all in on Booker. This guy's gonna make an immediate impact, and not just because he's a talented player. He's stepping into a leadership role, which the Cowboys desperately need after losing Zach Martin. The offensive line's been missing that nasty edge, that take-no-prisoners mentality, and Booker brings exactly that. He's the kind of guy who will protect Dak Prescott's blind side, giving him more time to make plays and opening holes for the running backs to run through. What I love is that Booker isn't just about physical skill. He's got that leadership chip on his shoulder. The locker room needed someone like that to help set the tone, especially with all the changes this offseason. If Booker can bring that nasty mentality and lead this offensive line, we're looking at a unit that could be way better than last year. Plus, he's going to help guys around him play better. When your line has a rock-solid leader, everything flows smoother. Quarterbacks get more time, running backs find their lanes, and the whole offense feels more confident. Now, I want to know, what's your take on Tyler Booker? Think he can be the leader the Cowboys need on the line? Drop your thoughts below. And if you're feeling optimistic about this pick, go ahead and smash that like button for me. We're just getting started here. The draft had so many layers and picks that are going to impact this team immediately. Next up, we'll dig into the defense and how the Cowboys are reinforcing their front seven. That's where the real firepower starts to show. All right, let's switch gears and talk defense, starting with Donovan Ezeuruaku. Man, this pick is huge. This guy is exactly what the Cowboys needed on the defensive edge. Last season, he had 16.5 sacks and led the FBS in run stops. He's a relentless pass rusher and a solid run stopper, which means he's going to make life a lot harder for opposing quarterbacks and running backs. Ezeuruaku's presence on the edge should free up Micah Parsons to do what he does best without getting smothered by double teams. That's a huge deal for us fans who've been wanting to see Micah get more freedom to wreak havoc. Plus, he'll help take pressure off guys like Osa Diggins and the rest of the defensive front, creating a deeper, more dangerous unit. What really excites me about this pick is how well he fits Matt Eberflus' attacking defensive style. The Cowboys want to be aggressive and disruptive, and Donovan brings that perfect balance of speed, power, and football IQ. If he lives up to his college form, this defensive edge could be one of the best in the league. Now, moving on to cornerback, we all knew this was a major need. Enter Siobhan Revel Jr., a guy who I think is going to step in as a day one starter if he stays healthy. The Cowboys needed to shore up the secondary, and with Kier Elam coming in through trade, plus Israel Mukwamu, Dante Banks, and Trevon Diggs, who's sidelined for now, this pick puts real pressure on everyone in that secondary to compete. Siobhan's got the size, the long arms, and the ball-hawking skills that the Cowboys love in their corners. Many think he was first-round talent if not for his ACL injury, but the way the team is talking, it sounds like he's going to bounce back fast and be ready to contribute soon. I'm curious, how confident are you that Siobhan Revel Jr. can step in and fill that cornerback gap right away? Drop a yes or no in the comments. And if you think the Cowboys' secondary looks stronger after this draft, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our upcoming deep dives. Coming up next, we'll break down the explosive running backs the Cowboys added to their backfield. You're gonna love this. All right, now let's talk offense again, specifically the running backs, because the Cowboys came out swinging on day 3. First, up Jaydon Blue, the speedy guy from Texas. This pick right here is like a lightning bolt to the backfield. Blue put up 6 receiving touchdowns and 8 rushing touchdowns last season, and he's got that 4.29 speed to blow past defenders. If you've been waiting for a legit weapon who can catch and run, this is it. Jaydon Blue brings something the Cowboys have been missing: pure explosiveness. This guy can stretch defenses and open up the field for Dak and the rest of the offense. Pair him with the power runners they picked later, and you've got a balanced, dangerous backfield. Speaking of power, the Cowboys didn't stop there. They traded up to get Shamar James, a linebacker from Florida who's versatile enough to cover tight ends and receivers and can blitz effectively. This move is about strengthening the defense's flexibility and speed, perfect for the type of aggressive scheme they want to run. Back to offense, though, the real thunder to Jaydon Blue's lightning is Phil Mafah, the bruising back from Clemson. This guy is a powerhouse. Over 2,000 yards in the last 2 seasons, multiple touchdowns on the ground, and a runner who punishes defenders. He's that sledgehammer runner who wears down defenses and controls the clock. Think of a Dallas version of a J.K. Dobbins or David Montgomery. Adding both Blue and Mafah means the Cowboys now have a dynamic running back room that's fast, physical, and full of high-character players. It's going to create serious competition, which is always good for the team. Guys like Javonte Williams, Devon, and Malik Davis better bring their A-game because these rookies aren't here to just warm the bench. So what do you think? Does this backfield look more dangerous to you? Are Blue and Mafah the kind of players who can push the Cowboys' running game to the next level? Vote yes or no down below, and let me know your thoughts. Coming up next, we'll dive into the final picks. More trenches, more depth, and how this draft really finishes strong. Stick around, you won't want to miss it. All right, we're down to the final picks, and man, the Cowboys really doubled down on the trenches. After all, that was the clear theme of this draft. Get tougher, meaner, and stop getting bullied up front. The last picks included Johnny Cornelius, another offensive lineman, who brings size and solid footwork to create a fierce competition at right tackle. He might not be a starter day 1, but he's great depth, and training camp is going to be a battle for those spots, which only pushes everyone to get better. Then there's Jay Toya, the nose tackle out of UCLA. This guy's violent, passionate, and can play multiple techniques: 1 tech, 0 tech, shedding blocks, and getting in the backfield. If Maisie Smith doesn't show up with the same intensity, Toya might steal some snaps and bring a new edge to the defensive line. And hey, gotta say, I love seeing players of Samoan or Islander descent in the trenches. They always bring that tough, physical style of play the Cowboys need. Finally, Phil Mafah, the running back from Clemson, is that bruising power back we talked about earlier, adding even more depth and competition to the backfield. The last pick was Tommy Akingboto, a defensive tackle adding rotation depth. Not flashy, but necessary. Every team needs guys who can step in and keep the defense fresh. Putting this all together, Brian Schottenheimer and the scouting team absolutely nailed this draft. They focused on building from the inside out, bringing toughness and competition at every level. On paper, this draft looks like one of the best in Cowboys history, an A grade without question. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your overall grade for this draft? Did Schottenheimer crush it, or do you think there are some question marks? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss our follow-up videos with more in-depth analysis. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll catch you on the next one. How about them Cowboys?